injuries. Kiki obviously had the concussion. He's in the protocol. And Deion Jackson had the quad. Great team win, right? What we just talked about in there is team wins come in all shapes and sizes, right? Sometimes it's 12-9. Sometimes it's 34-27, but they're all good team wins. So feel great about that we're, doing what it takes in all three phases, to win 2 tough games in a row, right? To create a little bit of momentum. But right, it's a week-to-week league, so we got to put this one behind us, learn from it, and continue to find ways to improve. Defense did a good job today. We gave up some rushing yards, but had good pressure on the passer. Made the stops when we needed. Special teams was great coverage. All day. Chase obviously, made everything. He kicked again, and then offensively, the O-line was special. We gave up no sacks. We threw how many times? 58 times. 58 times, and we didn't give up a sack. So hats off to the O-line. Right, they're taking a lot of heat. That was an unbelievable performance by the O-line. And then obviously, Matt had an incredible day. Obviously the no-huddle offense, we've been talking about it for a couple weeks. About 2 weeks ago, as a coaching staff, we said, hey, we knew the Jacksonville game was coming up, and we were just talking about stuff, and we kind of earmarked this game to give it a shot, try to create some momentum with it. So glad it worked out well. Matt handled it perfectly, and so hats off to the team. Great team win.
You guys have a lot of respect for Jacksonville's front defensively. Did you kind of build the game plan around that with not running it as much, getting the ball out of the pocket quickly, that kind of thing?
Yeah, I mean, we're always, we always want balance. We really do. Even when you go no huddle, you want balance. I mean, my experience in no huddle is to have some balance. But Matt was hot, and we had a few runs here and there, but it just felt like we were getting what we wanted in the passing game. And more importantly, I felt like we were getting the protection. We were getting great protection. I could feel it. And we were just productive in the pass game. So, I still slipped in a run every now and then, but, I just didn't want to take it out of Matt's hands.
Frank, I know you obviously trust your quarterback, but to make that throw in that situation to a rookie, you have to have a lot of trust in that kid. Can you tell us about that decision?
Yeah, I mean, that's all Matt and Alec. Coaching staff talked about it on the sideline. One of the coaches, we talked it through, and Matt loves that. I mean, like, as soon as I said, hey, how do you feel? Oh, yeah, that's what I want, And I gave him the option. I said, you can take, if Alec is pressed, you can take him on a go route, or you can take him on a quick slant. There was never any question it was going to be go the whole time. So.
Or was it a check at the line?
No, that was a play call.
It was based on the coverage.
Yeah, it was a conversion route. It was It was a route that if it got pressed, converted. So, it was a perfect throw. And Alec did. Just hats off to Alec, like the release that he had. Because it's right in front of our bench, so I'm watching it the whole way. He had so much poise on the release. What happens is a lot of times guys they're trying to rush the release, and he didn't rush the release, and that's what he's been doing well all year.
I know how much you wanted to get Pierce Campbell going. Today it finally happened. So what does a day like this do for him?
I feel like that's been building. He's had some good production the last couple weeks. I've made reference to that a couple times that Parrish is on the edge here. Parrish is on the edge. He's feeling physically good, feels in a groove, feels confident, and Matt and him are he's growing confidence. So he made some big plays today.
Coach, how big a win is this for you, this team? AFC South?
Yeah, obviously after having a slow start in every way, but particularly in the division, and then a slow start today to start the game, it was big to be able to come back and win this game, right? It's an understatement to say it was important in a lot of ways, but I wasn't worried. I really wasn't worried at the beginning of the game when we weren't scoring and they scored a couple times. We were talking on the sideline. I could feel we had a rhythm on offense. I felt like the no huddle, even in those first couple drives, was doing what we wanted it to do, but it was our first time really doing it. So I just felt like it was a matter of time before we get it going and wear them down and get some points.
You talk about with Ryan that you're not surprised when you see the fourth quarter because he's just different in the fourth quarter again and again. He had 2 fourth quarter drives today to win it.
Yeah, I say it every week. I say it every week. He's unflappable, wants the ball in his hands, is at his best, makes his best throws, his best decisions. He's done that for 15 years. I mean, there's something wired in his DNA that's just different in that way.
What impressed you the most about Paris Campbell today?
Just, just the consistency of production it's been building, and he made plays over the middle. If I had to say anything, I think it was the plays he keeps making plays over the middle of the field in traffic that are big first downs.
What did Deion do for you today? I know. Go ahead, Jordan.
Was that something that you had in mind all week, or was it just as the game decision to go? Dennis Kelly, was that so you had in mind all week?
We knew we were going to alternate him. We said, hey, we're going to go with Bernard. We're going to alternate him. And then Strauss, we talked about it late in the week, and, we said, okay, how much are we going to – we could see Dennis has been getting better, but really felt like we wanted to, make a commitment to Bernard. But, we got to prove it. And Bernard's doing fine. But what happened when Dennis got in there, and he just looked good. And so I just told Strauss, hey, that's your call, Strauss. I have the position coaches manage that in the game. And if it's anything that we need to talk about, I say, let's talk about it. But he's watching, he's watching it every play. And I think he just saw Dennis get in a rhythm and felt good about it.
Frank, the encouragement around what went into the decision to get Sam up and put Nick down today?
Yeah, as I've said, we love our quarterback room. It's nothing against, it wasn't like Sam beat out Nick in the last 5 weeks. It was just more, Nick's the Super Bowl MVP. You guys know I love Nick Foles, and I think he's incredible. I think he's an incredible player, and he's looked great in practice for the last 5-6 weeks. This was just more of a philosophical decision. Like when we had Phillip and Jacoby, that, okay, maybe we'll put some stuff in, and if we need it in certain situations, it provides something different. And when you're struggling to do certain things on offense, it just seemed like a logical conclusion. And Sam earned that right. Now, like I said, I love Nick and everything in the world, but Sam also earned the right by what he did in preseason and how he's continued to look. But love the question. See those guys as like they're both the backups,
It wasn't just a one-day thing. It's the same as the two for now with the package.
We'll evaluate it week to week, but I wouldn't anticipate it changing it. It'll be week to week, but we'll see how that goes. But probably thinking that we'll just have that. We'll continue to have a package for Sam, and it just like when Jacoby. Some weeks we used it, some weeks we didn't use it, and we keep looking for opportunities to put stress on defense.
Do you feel like you found something?
Stephen and James, okay.
Do you feel like you found something with the no huddle? Firstly, and then secondly, why is that a good fit for Matt specifically, if it is?
You just sees the field in complete control. There's a lot of reasons that I would really love to say, that philosophically that I just really don't want to go into that are competitive stuff. But it's still going to be a week-to-week decision. I know as great as that looked today, it's still a week-to-week decision. It doesn't mean it's always the best thing every week. We'll evaluate it. We've always had it in there every week as a tool, like, hey, we'll get ready to use it, and we've used it late in games. But this week we game planned around it. Like this week we said, okay, it's not just going to be a tool, we're going to commit to it. And the guys bought in, right? We told the guys at the beginning of the week, this isn't something like we're saying, hey, let's try it. We're all in. We're all in on the no huddle this week. And so the guys embraced that and did what they had to do to get ready.
All right, James Boyd, last one.
Frank, I know you said earlier this week, it was one game for Deion, for him to do it again. And how much did he help with that up-tempo offense? And then, again, just performing and showing he could do it 2 weeks in a row.
Yeah, Deion was great. And what has been really not a surprise to us, but been great with Naheem out, Deion's been great in the passing game. Catches every ball, knows where to be on the checkdowns. It's not always big yards, but sometimes those little plays for 3 yards, 4 yards, now it's 3rd and 6 rather than 3rd and 10, So, and he's been good in protection. So both he and Phillip did a great job today. Hats off to him. Hats off to Scotty Montgomery for getting those guys ready. And again, I just thought the offensive staff in particular did a great job preparing the guys. Marcus Brady was phenomenal this week, and pulling everything together with the no huddle. So it was a good job.